Well, welcome to part 5 and welcome to my paint booth. Well, technically that's not my paint booth. This is going to be my paint booth when I've cleared the area, because I haven't got my tent anymore because somebody moaned and I had to get rid of it. And I was thinking what kind of paint stand could I use, and I use these when I paint the spoiler. And it's on there, gravity's holding it, it can't really go anywhere too much, but what I'm thinking I might do is move these over slightly so they line up with these holes that are already on here, and then I'm going to drill a hole in the pole in line with that, both sides, so I can bolt it on the tops of the poles. And this is perfect because this is going to allow me to get the paint gun. I'm going to be able to get here, get underneath here, and I'm also going to be able to easily go along here, getting the nuts and crannies, easily go along top here, same on the side, getting these nuts and crannies. And also if we come down here, I'll be able to get this like this, flip these, so get that there, and then we can come around the back and get what we missed round the back. So I think that is going to be my paint stand. I'm just going to have to make some modifications to keep the bumper on it. So I'll line both of these up with the holes. I'll put some frog tape on here. And what we're going to do is get to the drill and just make a rough mark in the middle there. Yep, so that's my little pinhole in the tape. There. Yep. So we can take the bumper off, put it somewhere nice and safe. So drill our pilot hole. So we're going to take our fatter drill bit. Probably tighten the drill up a bit. Because it going loose. Yeah, it's going to keep doing that. So yeah, we managed to get through. Obviously what we want is a hole in the other side, so we're just going to carry on drilling. Smoke will come out the other end. What's happened is it's made a little prick on the other side, but it's not coming through because the drill bit's a bit too big. So we're going to use that as a marker, get the smaller drill bit, drill a pilot hole and go in this side. So there you have it. A bolt right through. That's M650. I think what I need is a 60, so it'll be enough to get round the bumper as well. So screw fix in the morning and then painting. So in Bostonia, going to VRS. Well, welcome to the spray booth, because today I'm spraying this bumper right here outside in. Right, it looks okay. So we picked up some goodies from the paint shop. I've already got some base left over from last time on clear coat, so we picked up some of this here. This is epoxy primer, mixes 1:1 with that hardener. Went down to tool station, £1.50. We got primer, base, clear stirrers, and then for the gun, which is here, picked up this little red thing here, this little moisture filter which goes in line on the gun. So the first thing you need to set up on your gun is this here is the fluid level, what you want, this is fully open. Now to set this fully open, you hold your trigger full, you loosen off the little thing and you turn it, and you can just feel your trigger starting to move, and just turn it back slightly, then do that up, and that basically means when you open your trigger you're on full whack. Then the next thing you need to do, if you go around here, this here is the fan. So this is whether you're shooting narrow like that or whether you're shooting wide like that. So what you do is you open that up fully wide. So you see a little notch on there, and then you turn that notch so it goes back about half a turn. Like that. So what I've done is I've got the compressor up to full whack, and I've turned the dial up on the gun so I've got full whack on there. So I'm just using air flow for now. And we'll go around, just give it a blow out in all of the back, just in case anything was going to pop out while you're spraying. So just go for the pop out now, rather than get in the paint. And then, what we'll do then is we've got a microfiber. And we're going to go around the front with the gun, spray it, at the same time wipe it with the microfiber. Can't do that on camera because I ain't got free hands, so I'll be back to you in a minute. So now we've got some degreaser from Upol. Now what I was going to do is put a little spray bottle, which I have done, and the spray bottle decides it ain't working anymore. So what we do is we're on with one microfiber and off with the other microfiber. However, I only have one microfiber and I can't be bothered to pop out and get another one. So we're going to put it on with this brand new sponge for cleaning the car, and then we're going to wipe it off with a microfiber. So I've been around all the sponge, all the degreaser, all around here and everywhere else and underneath. We'll leave it on for a minute or so, and then we'll get the microfiber and we'll wipe that off. In the meantime, pressure on the gun wants to be on full trigger about 30 psi. If you hold full trigger and we turn this, until we take it down to about 30, like so. So we're spraying at 30 psi full trigger now. So what we're going to do now is take a clean microfiber and we're going to wipe off that degreaser. And any that you don't get off, it will dissolve anyway itself, because it's designed to do so. If you leave it long enough, which probably will be doing, because we've got to mix the paint up as well. Obviously if we get it off, that's a good start. There's no puddles of it. And don't forget to go around the underneath bit as well. So yep, that will be off. So we are now at the paint mixing station on the floor. Now what we've got is the epoxy primer here and the hardener here, and they mix 1 to 1. That means basically 50% of your mix is that, 50% of your mix is that. So what we've got here is a mixing cup with numbers on the side of it, rather than one of those ones with all the different things where you go number 1, number 1, number 2, number 2 and all that bull crap. No, we got one with actual amounts on it. So basically I reckon I'm going to do 2 coats of this. I reckon I probably want 300. So what I'll do is go put 150 of the epoxy in, 150 of the hardener in, mix it all together in this cup. Then I'm going to get another cup and I'm going to put the strainer on that, and I'm going to strain it into that cup, and then I'm going to tip it into the gun. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to open up our tin, and we've got our dedicated stirrer from our set of 3 for £1.50. So we're just going to give up the paint a bit of a stir up, because it's a bit, well, liquid on top, solid on bottom. So give that a good stir up. Like so. Starting to feel a bit better, but it probably needs a little bit more. Sort of go both directions, you know, just to get a little bit of a boost. Right, so yep, that is stirred up in there. And we're just going to pop that down over there somewhere for now. So we're going to pour this in, which could be messy, up to the 150 mark. Doesn't matter if we go over, because if we go over we can just compensate with the hardener, but we're going to try and keep it on 150. So there you go, dead on the 150 pretty much. Put that down there, stick the lid back on in a fashion. Hopefully we won't be needing to open that again today. We can put that away for something else, but if we need to top up, we need to top up. So obviously it's 1:1, so if we've gone up to 150 on that, we'll pull this stupid plastic thing out here, so to stop you drinking it or something if you're a child. You know, child's paint cars, don't they? Right, don't need that, rubbish. Right, so we're going to pour this in now. We're going to take this up to 300. So that's your 1:1 mix. I'm using the same stirrer, because this stirrer is dedicated to this primer. Give this a good stir. In both directions. So we're back with a fresh cup with a strainer and a mixed up cup here. So just get rid of Mr. Stirry Stick, put it over here, and then we're going to strain this into this cup. So this should get rid of any dirt or crap what got into it. Put that down there. Let that strain into there. Just leave the strainer on top of that so that it doesn't, you know, get any crap in it. So we've gone over, we've got our mask on from B&Q. So the sound may sound a little muffled. Get rid of the strainer, so that's all clean. Stick it into the gun. Stick your lid on. So on the top of this gun we've got a little vent here. What I like to do is turn it around so the little hole's pointing that way, so if I tip the gun down, hopefully I don't tip the paint all out. Sometimes just try again, they've got a bit of tip, just tip your lids on because it's good to find out now. So we're in the gun, we'll just give the fan a check, like so, and we're ready. Just the light push to start with. We've just gone over and made sure we got coverage on it. There's a little bastard fly there already, and we're going to let that flash off, and we're going to see what we got left in the gun, which hopefully is not, well, yeah, not too much. Might mix up a little bit extra for that. So I found a gun stand. Anyway, we're going to let this flash off now. So we've just got coverage basically for now. This is a bit what's awkward to get in here. There's a little bit there, needs a bit extra. Got coverage on these end bits here as well. Look what's here. So just let that flash off now for about 15 minutes. So a little trick for flies: get a bit of a tape, just bend it round itself and try and just get the top of the fly, pull them out like that. So I think we're going to have to sand that bit between the base and primer, but we've got a little bastard out. This is flashed off now, so what we've done for this fly, we've got some 2,500 grit, and we just gently get that little area of sand to get rid of what he left over there. So kind of gone now, that's kind of flat, ready for the next coat. So ready for the next coat, so back on with the mask. Gun. So I've mixed up some of the just under 200 milliliter. Now we look what was in there. Check the fan still working. And we're back on. So went a bit heavier there, get more coverage, hard to get in these little bits here. Trying to get in here, what I've done is got a little bit of a run here, so we're going to wait till that's flashed off and try and sand that out, and then maybe put a bit more over it before we go to base. With this particular primer, what you can do, you can paint the base within 12 hours without sanding, or if you leave it like more than 12 hours, then you've got to sand it before you base it. So we're hoping I can sand that out without having to wait and over the 12 hours and then sand it before basting it. So we're going to leave it to flash 15 minutes to half an hour and then see where we are with that. So while we're waiting for that to flash off, this gun here, 40 quid from Machine Mart. It's a 1.4 tip, and basically I'm using it for everything, for the primer because it's a fib primer, because it's epoxy, for the base and for the clear coat. Just cleaning it in between the different paints and then afterwards, of course. And worth mentioning, if you didn't watch the videos before, this has been prepped and sanded down to 500 grit, ready for the primer to adhere to it. The compressor that I'm using, which is currently parked in my kitchen, this is a 3 horsepower 150 litre compressor. Now I did previously paint pretty much the whole car with this, so this is good to paint a car with a gun at 30 psi. Now I want to sand this run out, and then if I need to give it a little bit more primer there, I need to give it a little more primer there before we base it. Now looking at a technical data sheet, I can sand this in 3 hours at 20 degrees or 60 degrees in 45 minutes. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use a heat gun, also known as a hairdryer, just on this bit here to try and get that bit to dry a bit quicker so that we can get that little run sanded out. So yeah, I hit that with the hairdryer and then a bit 2.5. The 2.5 got most of it down but wouldn't quite get it down. It's got 1500, got it down with the 1500, and I've sprayed a little bit more primer over that. So you're gonna let that flash off. Primer take 15 minutes to flash off, but you should give it about half an hour, 45 minutes before you go base. So we're going to do that. We're going to give it about 45 minutes and then they're going to mix up the base and then do the base coat. So clean out gun. Got here just some standard thinners. So yeah, pour a little bit of that into the gun. Just a little bit. Just like that. Put the lid on. Turn a little knobby thing around. Then we get a bit of a shake round like that. So all our thinner's going to go up there and get everything what's up there. Make sure the lid's on properly, otherwise it'll come out. So we're going to stick our mask on because thinner's not good for us. We're going to take our gun. We're going to go miles away from what we just painted. And we're going to spray it at something we don't really care about because of these weeds down here. So really what we're doing here, we're killing two birds with one stone. We get rid of the weeds. And we're getting rid of the thinner and we're spraying the gun. So we're just going to keep spraying that and spray. We'll get a bit of a shake round every now and then as well, give it a good clean. There's some more weeds in there that I don't know yet. A bit more of a shake round. Right, we're spraying air now. So just get a good old go to get rid of all that thinner in air. If we come along here and we take our lid off, we have a look in here. It's all nice and clean. So now the gun is ready for primer. Not primer, we've done that. It's ready for base coat. which we're going to do in about an hour's time, which is not going to be an hour for you lot. So we're back, new cup, new stirry stick, and we've got the base coat, which is Chrysler Plum Crazy Purple with a few little extra sparkles in it. This is what I've got left over from when I painted the car. I've got about 3/4 of a litre in there, but it is mixed 75% of the reducer here, which is this Gemrock normal reducer. So basically I will get just over a litre's worth out of that, probably about 1.2 litres, which hopefully is enough to paint the bumper. 4 coats of it, we'll find out. So what we're going to do first of all is, because it's 75% of that to 100% of that, if I put this up to 300, 75% of 300 will be 225. So basically this will go up to 300, and then 225 of that will take it up to 525. And you could put 550 in the gun and 550 in the cup. So basically 525 is perfect. And then what we'll do is we'll use that with as many coats as we can with that, and then we'll see what's left and whether we need any more. So let's get it mixed up. So you can give the base coat a little stir. What we've got here is just going to get another stirry stick, because pop this one down in something I didn't want to stick it in. So give the base coat a stir up. We are using the stirry stick upside down, but it doesn't matter, it still works. Because this has been sat for a little while, so get all the pearls and stuff all stirred back round. Like so. Put that down, we'll put it down in itself and not in the thing in the primer. So we're going to put this up to 300. Like so. So that's it's gone just over 300, so we can probably go just over 525. Doesn't have to be 100% on, just very close. We'll close that up. I'm going to take this up to just over the 525 then. About there. Put that down there. Lid on that. I'm going to give this a little stir. What we're going to do is we're going to put this over here on this cardboard, because it's heavy and this cardboard looks like it's about to take off. Might just put something else on there and all, little rock, I'll do that. Right, so we stir this round. Just put that safe there for a minute. So what we're going to do is get another cup and another filter. Fresh cup, fresh filter. Take you out of there. We'll pour that in here through the strainer. Let that strain into there. So leave, we won't leave a strain in it, so it can happen. So that's strained into there, and go there. Go get our mask on ready. Get done. And it's already been strained, so you can go straight in the gun. So put that there. Put our lid on, check it on. Turn the little hole so it's pointing backwards. Like so, and we're ready. Test the fan. Now ready to spray. So we'll do 4 coats. First coat, those are just going to be a sort of misty coat. Just to tap to. So just I'm not too majorly bothered about putting things underneath because you ain't going to see it. Just want to protect it. The main point is to get good coverage of everything you're going to see, including all the nooks and crannies, which are blooming awful. I think we've covered what we're going to cover in the first coat, so we're going to leave that to tack off, so to speak. Give 15 minutes or so. Yep, so first coat on, just basically trying to get basic coverage in the first coat. This is a really awkward area to try and get it in, and all nuts and crannies in there without touching anything with a gun. Might look a little lazy in places, but that's because we're trying to cover the primer. We'll go over the second time, so hopefully get that, and then we're going to go over hopefully 4 coats. Anyway, we'll leave that tack off 15 minutes or so. So gone over with the second coat, gone a lot more thorough this time, so try and get rid of all the hazy sort of areas, including in there, a bit more detailed. Like so, up top there, and there, went over the bottom again as well, but as I say, not too fussed about the coverage on the bottom as long as there's something on there to protect it. Got these end bits, so we're going to leave that to flash off now for another 15-20 minutes. Come back with a third coat. So slight little fuck up, what I did was I took the lid off the gun to have a look what I got left in there, and a little bit of crap fell in, but it's not a problem. What you can do, take the lid off, you can tip the contents of the gun through a filter into a mixing cup, like so, through the strainer, tip your gun back up, that strain, and then got rid of the crap, just tip it back into the gun, like so. There's not a lot left in there, so we're going to have to mix up some more anyway. So we'll just put that on for now. I'm going to mix up a little bit more for another couple of coats. So I mixed up another 300-ish of millilitres. So the gun's probably up to about here now. That's in the gun, ready for the last 2 coats on that. That's just tacking off, flashing off even. We'll leave that another 10 minutes or so, and then we're back, put the 2 coats on, but I'll probably miss that out of the video and be back for the clear coat. So third coat on. What I've learned is that flies, they're fucking druggies. They like getting eye on this blooming fumes of this blooming solvents. So yeah, I've got one stuck in there, but it's a little one. So hopefully I'll be able to, well, I won't be able to buff it out, but hopefully it'll kind of disappear when I do the buffing up when the bumper's painted. Anyway, that will flash off for 15-20 minutes or so, then the final coat, then we'll leave it an hour or so, and then it'll be time for the clear coat. So 4 coats on, that's as good as it's getting. So what we're going to do is leave that an hour, come back, do the clear coat. In the meantime, we'll tip out what's left in the gun, which isn't a lot, and then put some thinners in, clean the gun out as we did before, and then it's ready for clear coat in about an hour's time. So that's all flashed off, we've left it about an hour. So what we'll do now is clear coat, which is this one, HP Body Pro. This is the model number here. It's a 2-to-1, which basically means 2 parts of that and 1 part of the hardener. So if I put 300 millilitres of that in, half of that would be 150. So I'd then put this in up to the 450 mark. So basically 300 for that, and then another 150, taking it up to 450 for the hardener, and that will give me a 2-to-1. So yeah, we've got our cup here, hardener, clear coat. So we're gonna tip all the crap off the top of this before we open it up. don't really want to be getting that in the cup, even though we're going to strain it. And same with this one. Open this up, and we're going to fill the cup up to 300. So, and then we're going to get the hardener. Just got all crap around it. Just while we're going to strain it, and we're going to fill this up to the 450. So there we go, 450. Stick it back on there. And we're going to get a good old stir around. So, get another cup and a strainer. Tip that into there, like so, and if there was any crap in it, I'm just gonna strain that out. Just leave that there a minute. We get the gun. Tip in our clear coat. That's a lovely noise. Go, lid on. And I'll turn it around so our little hole is pointing at the back, so we can point the gun upwards, get the bottom half of the bumper. Stick this on here. It probably won't balance. Top heavy. And get it close as we gotta get it to balance. There you go. Whatever. Whilst we get our mask on, because you should wear a mask for everything, but you definitely should wear a mask for clear coat, because that shit will do you shit. So we're gonna check the fan. We'll check the pressure. We're going to just put on just a glue coat, so to speak. So we're going to put it on, but not absolutely cake it, because that will go through it for the next set of coats to adhere to. Fucking fly is decided to come along. So that's what little wankers do. You get some tape. A bit of tape. There you go, fish that little fucker out. We get the mask back up. exactly where we got to, so we just threw it all in. There's another one. Local proggy community of flies is here. Get rid of that little wanker and all. Alright, back on with the mask. So that's our first coat of clear on. Just basically we'll get coverage, and we'll go over heavier with the second lot. Still some fly wankers got in there, hopefully they're going to polish out. One dangling on the booking in there and all. And not so important the one in there because the light will be in the way. So we're going to give that about 10-15 minutes, flash off, come back, get another coat. I'm probably going to put 4 coats of clear on. When I painted the car I did 6, and I did get quite a bit of orange peel, but I could buff it out. So we'll try 4, see what happens. So next morning, bumper's ready to go back on the car. Quite a lot of orange peel in it. But I've got that when I paint the car as well, and basically there's no orange peel in the base. It's all in the clear, and I don't know whether it's because I didn't put any reducer in it, or whether it's just the conditions, or it's a particular clear. But there's 4 layers of clear on it, so it will buff out. And got a few little bugs or whatever, because joys of painting outside, but they're going to have to argue with the buffer. But before that goes back on the car, I'll show you this here. I've cut a few notches in this bit of aluminium bar and bent it up, so what it does, this intercooler anyway is kind of stayed put because of its pipes and stuff which are holding it in place. But what I've done is I've bolted this bar to that and to that. I need to get another bolt because the one that went in there was threaded, and that's the only M8 bolt I had lying around. And then it also bolts here to the oil cooler, so it holds up the oil cooler to the intercooler, because the oil cooler originally was just sitting on the bottom of the intercooler and cable tied over there, which is not good. And also because it's got a lip on it, because it's angle, it's basically supported by the air filter. So the air filter is holding up, well, it's not holding up the intercooler, but it's like extra support for the intercooler, and the intercooler is holding up the oil cooler, extra support for that. And then when I've got some material which we're going to pick up today, I'm going to basically bolt a strap from here up to here as well on both sides for basically extra security. Obviously I'm going to buff that bumper up, but we're going to the car show today, so I'm up early. We're going to get that back on, get to the car show, and then deal with that later in the week. But before that goes on, I need to nick the mesh out of this, which hopefully should fit on that because it's apparently the same bumper. Then I'm going to mount the number plate in the mesh so that the car is road legal. The other thing with these lamps here, I've got the amber lamp in here now. What I did is I managed to take out the one what was kind of welded and soldered in. What they'd done is they'd soldered the wire there to the lamp. Well, basically because the original wire, which is that one, had fell off the lamp holder. I did get some lamp holders, but they got 4 prongs on instead of the 3, so they weren't going to fit. So what I tried to do was solder the wire to the casing to the metal of the lamp holder there, but it weren't sticking. So I tried to solder it to this lamp, and it's not sticking either. So I've basically cable tied the contact to the lamp so that I can actually use the indicators until I can get something to solder that, or get a proper socket. Probably get a proper socket for 300ZX, but in the meantime it works. So that's that. So mesh all cable tied in, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there on the middle bit. These should have 4 on it, but missing on that side and missing on that side because I run out. But they're in for now anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the number plate, obviously on the front here, with some bolts through the mesh. So number plate mounted top middle, as close as I can get, with bolts through the mesh. Better just check that we've got it the right way around. Yes, perfect. So now what we need is the bar off that one, which needs a little bit of a bend on it as well, and then fit that in there. So right for getting that on, because the mesh was interfering with the intercooler, so I've had to knock the number plate down a bit lower, and I've had to basically knock some holes out of the mesh to relieve cut for the intercooler to pop its little corner bits through there, and the bolts from the number plate were interfering with that, so obviously that's why that's gone lower. But it's on, It's not fitting perfect around here, needs a bit of juggling, but it's on for now anyway. This here still needs adjusting. I thought this needed bending back that way, but it turns out it's kind of twisted that way, so it needs twisted back. But to do that, I've got to take the old bumper off and take this off the bumper, so we're not doing that today. So it turns out we are doing that today. It was a combination of this bit was twisted along the bar here, and also this little thing here was bent down as well. So I've bent that so that it kind of sits in line with all the other ones, like so. And well, hopefully this is twisted right. I'll just get a whack with a hammer there, see what happens. Go and put it back on, see if it fits. So yeah, it fits. It's very close. Fits close, both sides it fits. And that bar's still bent now, you can see it popping through there, but we'll have to deal with that in a bit. Well, there we are, on, corner lights in. Probably needs a little bit of tweaking, but we're off now, literally. Try car show through this camera, literally gonna go in here and we're off. If you found this useful, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.